Hey guys, it's Big C here, finally bringing you the Spino Driver Gaia deck profile for V Premium. I know you guys have been wanting this, so let's just get right into it. I play minimum Caro because it's shiny, SP, doesn't really matter what star you play, but I like shiny cards. We'll go into grade 3s. You play 4 Ancient Dragons Spino Driver. This is your main ride target that you want to go into first. So on ride, you get your Excel, and then either when rode upon or on attack, you can retire 2 of your rear guards for a counterblast, create an additional Excel, draw a card, and then call a card from hand to get, and then give +5 to 2 units. So it just draws you a card, you get an additional Excel. You usually want to go Excel 2 for the hand advantage. And then its secondary skill is when you drive check a trigger, you can give it a gauge if you wish. Because it has the once per turn clause, it is a May ability. Next we have 3 Emperor Dragon Gaia Emperor. This is your secondary ride target you want to go into. I'm gonna actually read this guy. I don't know what this guy fully does. He has so much text on him, but I always ride him second. So all of your rear guards will get +5 or +10. So if they're on a grade 3, they get +10, but if they're not, they get +5. They get or they get it if they have a gauge. So anything with a gauge will get +10 because you want to ride it second. And then on attack, you can counterblast to kill something, get the power of that unit, and an additional crit if they're on grade 3 or greater. Next we play 2 Therazino. It's a decent card. You don't really have to play him. I do it because it's an attack extender. On attack, you can retire something, and then if it had a gauge, you can retire one of theirs and then draw a card. As for grade 2s, we play 4 Reggio Don. This is one of our multi-attackers. Yeah, that's the word, right? So on attack, you can give anything a gauge, including himself, and then when he's retired by one of your effects during your turn, you can call the gauge from under him to any rearguard circle, and then give it a gauge. 4 Ravenous Dragon Megarex. Same thing with Therazino. He's just initiates the multi-attack with Reggio Don. You just retire it. On attack, you can retire something, draw a card, and then if he's on rear guard, you can counterblast 1 to give it a gauge, and then he gets +5 for every gauge underneath him. And then we play 2. The fuck is your name? Extortion Dragon Spino Extort. I don't know these full names. I don't read my cards. Vanguard or rear guard. When it attacks, you can counterblast 1 to retire something and draw a card. And then you can call the gauge from whatever you retired underneath. So, more multi-attacking. If you have 2 things under this dude, you can call 1 off of his effect, and then 1 off of his. And then they'll both get a gauge, which will be powered up off of Gaia. We play 4, or well, that's it for grade 2s. Play 4 Blue Sprint. He's the same thing as Reggio Don. On attack, give something a gauge. When it's retired, call the gauge from underneath him. 4 Prism Bird, grade 3 searcher. Gets +5 if you gave something a gauge. That's it. That's a good card. You like your grade 3s. Then we play 4 Lacerate Wrecks. I always call them Lacerate. It just rolls off the tongue better. On place, when placed from hand, actually, you can give himself a gauge, and then whenever it's retired from anything, you can Soul Blast 1 to add that gauge to hand. And then we play 2 Savage Shooter. It's a really good card. I like it more in Premium rather than V. But when it's placed on Vanguard, you can Soul Blast 1 to draw a card, and then call anything from your hand and give a gauge. So you can call a grade 2 or 3. Doesn't matter the grade, it's a superior call. And then on rear guard, you can rest him to choose a card from your drop and put it underneath as a gauge for anything that does not currently have a gauge. It's a decent card. It's kind of a pseudo ride target. I prefer the grade 3 searcher for my ride. Then we have triggers. I play 8 crit. I want to kill them. I want them dead. I don't want them breathing. Just die already. Play 4 Arcbird. You want to see your pieces, so we play the draw perfect cards over the Sentinel crits. And then we play 4 of the new heal Guardians. Yeah. Really good for going against like multi-attacking decks or stuff like that if they just go off while you're still on grade 2 or below. And that's it. That's the profile. I don't think this deck is very good. You can play it if you want. Like, subscribe, check us out.